I'm so ready for this old-fashioned Japanese. I love how it says Zoni, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's always like that, like Whack Donald's and Zoni.
I forgot about Whack Donald's.
And this old guy, this old guy, he's been there the entire show. He's always the old guy. And I have no idea how old he is or how the hell he's not dead. It's nice because it's actually a very good introduction. Because you have this convict that sort of knows what the fuck Rakugo is, and he really wants to try it. Like he's there like begging for his life. But he doesn't know like all the intricacies of it, so it's a nice introduction for most viewers like us.
Yeah, exactly.
No clue.
He's that person who's like, wait, what do I do? And then he's like, well, I'm glad you asked. Let me explain. And then he's exposition the character basically. Yeah. What's his main character's name again? Or not main character, but what's this younger guy's name again? Yeah, I don't know.
They haven't said it yet, so I don't freaking know.
You're supposed to be the anime expert. I'm just kidding. I really like this character though because he's so annoying. Yeah. And he's just pretty dumb.
And even right here, like, you know that this girl is very good.
Right.
Because they're kind of alluding that she's very good. She learned from her dad, who they've said multiple times is very good at the art.
Essentially a legend, yeah.
Yes, but then, you know, Mr. Master here is not giving her the time of day. She's not allowed to practice or perform or what have you because, well, she's a woman and rah, sexism.
Oh, Japan.
Oh, Japan. And now we've reached the point in the show where this boss guy shows up and he doesn't believe in Rakugo at all. Like, fucking all. And of course, now we have this master that's just like, well then, allow me to school you in what I do.
He really is, and I love that any anime character, you can automatically make them more charming by giving them like that kind of V-shaped smile when their mouth is closed.
Yeah.
It adds to that sense of them being very coy. Yeah, it's so charming. Like, no.
Yeah.
His inflection is the best thing.
Now the music picks up.
Yeah. That is such a great cue of like, okay, here's where it's starting to get a little wacky.
Yeah, and it's like it adds a bit to it. Probably this is like maybe a bit of like training wheels for it because normally they wouldn't have this in the performance.
Exactly.
But for us watching the show, why not?
It's to help with the pacing for sure. But yeah, every time I see this old-fashioned garb, kimonos and you know whatever they're called, it always makes me realize I have to go back and finish Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, you kind of do.
And then there's shows like No Game No Life where I love the soundtrack, I love the colors, the characters are really charming, but I could do without the fan service and I could do without the really just the fan service, honestly. Everything else about that show I really enjoy. The 11-year-old panty shot, I just don't get it.
There are some people that are into that thing, which isn't extremely good. And look at his smug face.
Yeah,
he's just like, hey, there you go.
He's like, it's fucking good.
You enjoyed it, didn't you? You loved it.
I knew you'd like it.
Freaking loved it. Don't go tsundereing on me now. Come on.
It's. I just love how evil this dude is.
Yeah, and it's funny because like you think like he's this evil, mischievous asshole that's just like so stuck in the classics that he's just gonna keep doing that. And then they go back and like the rest of the show, he's not like that at all. He's actually a very nice character. He's just like a cynical bastard now in his old age.
I was watching Tatami Galaxy, and I thought to myself, this is niche as fuck. This is really out there.
Yeah.
Hence the word galaxy. And that was a pun, thank you. I'll be here all night until I go to sleep.
We should watch Ace Attorney on Frostwatch some other time.
That'd be cool, I'm down. Yeah. Hopefully we won't have as many audio issues that time.
Yeah.
Did you want to tell your audience what happened?
Well, we'll do that after the episode.
Okay. I just have a really hard time getting into Evangelion. Now that they're doing the remakes, I completely understand the appeal. But that's still something that always bugs me. It's like, would you just stop? Like, Dot Hack is one of my favorite video game series just because I'm really nostalgic for it. And
I feel so sorry for you.
Don't. It's good. It's good. It's a good game.
Fucking quarantine, man. And then here we go with the master.
Yeah, I was about to say this
and there he's falling asleep like a douche.
Yeah, and I love how he just kind of goes with it when the snoring comes on. He just keeps rolling with it.
Yeah, he's just lucky that the snoring actually stopped after a bit. I don't know if they don't show like somebody going over to the guy and like moving him out of the way.
Yeah,
or
it's just
I don't even know why the
convenient.
snoring was that loud. It's not like he was next to a mic or anything.
Maybe he just really is that big of a snorer.
Maybe.
He's just a really loud. Whoever marries him is gonna be screwed.
And there it is. There it is. He's just like, no. Yeah, you fell asleep. You're so in shit now. Like, look at him. He's just like, oh my god, what have I done? Yeah, but like, it's done in a way that you're not like pissed or annoyed at either character because they're both doing things that are fully understandable, and they give their points of view very well.
I now officially have to finish this series because you've rekindled my passion. And that and like I said,
music,
all my
just
friends.
Listen to this fucking music.
Yeah. That's me with the ending of Erased, that one song.
Yeah.
With the girl skipping through the snow and her
Even
silhouette.
the opening
and
of
everything.
Erased was really good. I had that stuck in my head forever.
Yeah.
I think it's even on iTunes, which is really interesting.
Isn't that Asian Kung Fu Generation? Does that?
Yes it is.
That's why they're fucking amazing. It's like this is like now the one time where I don't have anything to say because it's just like, oh, this is a nice song.
Yeah. But then here in the preview, you can see like showing going back in time, and
I love how you just hear the I love how you're just hearing the shamisen playing.
Yeah.
I think I said shamisen. It's just so so old fashioned.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Now I gotta X out before it goes to the next one, and then I get distracted.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that was the very first long episode. Some 45 minutes of Rakugo Shinjuu.
10 out of 10, best anime I've ever seen. It's kind of a short season, but I thought it was good.
You like it.
Yeah.
And for those that are joining us on YouTube that just watched the highlights and not the full thing, this is my good friend Chase.
I'm high.
So why don't you tell?
I'm not high, but I am Chase, and hello.
Why don't you tell people like what the fuck you do? For those who don't know who the fuck you are.
I don't know. I do sometimes I do anime reviews, sometimes I do video game reviews, sometimes I do podcasts with my friends, and they're always voice actors, so it's always audio velvet. And a lot of the
probably
times,
your audio sounds right now. Like I'm not hearing that through Skype, but they'll be hearing this like crisp, clean audio, and you're going to be sounding like, oh, so good. And then I'm talking, and it probably sounds like sandpaper or something.
you're gonna sound like shit. No, I can I give you audio editing tips sometimes. People will hear my voice in a stream and they'll go, what happened to your mic? And I'll go, no, it's the same mic. I compress my audio so it sounds a lot more bassy, a lot more textured.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically a lot of the videos that I do, they have much more of an analytic, I'm very anal retentive, you see. So a lot of my content is very, very sort of, it's very in-depth and it's very focused, and I try to do very sort of long-form, I guess you could say fancy schmancy kind of stuff. So if you're into atypical video formats, then come on by and maybe subscribe, maybe give me a like, maybe dislike, maybe unsubscribe, maybe leave me hate comments, tell me that I'm gay. Whatever you want to do, I'm down. I'll take you on.
And there'll be a link to his channel down in the description, I'm sure, unless I am completely and utterly dead and stupid when I upload this video.
Yeah, just at 3 in the morning, you're like, I just gotta sleep.
Yeah, so we just went through 45 minutes of Rakugo, going off topic multiple occasions, and anybody who ends up watching the long form version of that riff will attest to that. But what did you think? Like overall thoughts? Because I know we did some kind of mini thoughts as we went through, but what are kind of your overall summary of thoughts for that first episode? Because that's all you've seen, right? You haven't seen the rest of the show.
I just think it's so refreshing. It's such a great change of pace from every other anime that you see. Because nowadays every anime, I don't mean to be one of those guys who's like, hey, anime used to be so good and now it's all shit.
Back in my day.
It's all waifus and transforming titty missiles and, I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But, a lot of the time you get kind of the same old where they try to, I'm going to sound so condescending, but they really do try to appeal to the lowest common denominator most of the time. Because obviously they want their show to be successful. Yeah. But with shows like One Punch Man, obviously you can't go wrong. That just does that genre so well, and that was Gainax, right?
What, One Punch Man? No. One Punch Man.
Right.
One Punch Man wasn't Gainax. Oh, fuck. Who did One Punch Man? I'm going to quickly check this up.
Yeah, sure.
So keep talking. Cover for me as I'm hitting Google.
Don't notice Tristan
Hello, my
wasting
baby.
time.
Hello, my honey. It's Madhouse. Why did I? Oh God, I
Madhouse.
feel so horrible that I didn't remember that was fucking Madhouse.
Hey.
That's the kind of thing that I'm just like,
The onus is on me, honestly, because I'm the one who made a mistake in jail. You had to correct me, so I put that on you. I put the pressure on you.
Yeah, I at least knew that it wasn't Gainax. Well, Gainax is this very specific style.
Yeah, Gainax generally these days is that very kind of like overpowered, very like high fidelity.
Yeah, they found their niche, and between them and like Studio Trigger, which is now the unofficial offshoot of Gainax now that a lot of people have jumped ship over to it. They have that kind of over the top, like really. I'd like to say it's kind of like not Cartoon Network. What's the what's the American channel that like Ren and Stimpy and shit aired on? Is it Adult Swim? Swim,
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, but it's like a darker, more like nighttime. I don't know. I'm thinking of how I described like Panty and Stocking like a year ago when I watched that.
Toonami?
Well, no, not Toonami. Toonami was just showing anime.
Right.
It wasn't like original work, but that's kind of like where Gainax has kind of had that. Not as bad as like Panty and Stocking, because Panty and Stocking was like full on that kind of shit. But
I really need to still watch that.
Yeah, you should. It's really good
with lube in hand.
Yeah, and watch the dub.
What I've heard.
The dub's really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely have to check that out then.
Yeah. No, the dubs does the show really good justice. But yeah, no, Rakugo.
But yeah, and so I think that, obviously a lot of shows these days try to appeal to the lowest common denominator, a lot of sex appeal, lots of silliness going on. And I think it's nice to have a show come along every now and then where it's just the pacing is really allowed to breathe and everything can be a lot more slow paced, and they just let it go there and they just let it do its thing. And it's really nice to have that wider selection of shows rather than just have every single anime, because this is I'm one of those people where I like watching kind of more artsy, more serious anime that I guess kind of caters to adults. And I'm realizing in reflection I'm sounding so pretentious with all of this. Anime these days is just so lowest common denominator. I like to go for anime that's for adults that still like cartoons. And
they're not cartoons, they're Japanese animation. Get it right.
Fooly Cooley is only for the more prestigious adults.
You watched Technolize and you didn't get the fact that the entire first episode's not have any dialogue in it? It's all done through context clues, you dolt.
You simpleton.
No, seriously, the first episode of Technolize has no dialogue in the first episode whatsoever.
Oh, yeah?
It's fucking insane.
I never heard
like
of
that entire
actually.
series. Well, I don't know. You've I don't know if you've watched, but you've at least heard of Serial Experiments Lane, right?
No. Wait. Lang? Yeah, I've heard of that part. I've heard Serial Experiments
So
Lane.
Serial Experiments Lane.
Lane,
It's this very like technological, kind of psychological mind fuck of a show.
I'll probably like it then.
Yeah, but the thing is like as bad as Lane is for a lot of people, the guy that made it then went on to go do this show called Technolize, and as bad as Lane was like on a scale from 1 to 10 in comparison to Technolize, Lane was like at a 5, but then Technolize was like 11. He gave 0 fucks and just did whatever bullshit like he wanted with Technolize. It's a very interesting watch, but I know a lot of people that just can't do it. Like I was able to make it through Technolize, mostly because the soundtrack, despite it had this like really weird cyberpunk kind of electronic kind of feeling to it, and I love the shit out of that. Yeah. So that's what got me through the show, because it's 26 episodes, and at least Lane was like 12. Yeah. So you finished it, and it was fine. But even those shows, in comparison to like Rakugo, like they're not mindfucks, but they're the kinds of shows that aren't for the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
I
like tits. I like punch.
They're done in this way that like their creators really seem to like freaking care about the shit.
Right.
Like you watch Rakugo and you know this is not the show that was made for the money.
Exactly.
This is not like Dean. Like if you want a show that Dean did for the money, it was probably Konosuba, which they also did in the same city, which is a lot more fan service. It's a lot more generally accessible of a show in comparison to Rakugo. Rakugo is very much a niche sort of thing, like we mentioned earlier, and
it has such a charm at the same time.
Yes, it does.
Like I feel like even if that's not normally your show, there's something about that just kind of pulls you in.
Yeah,
it's really nice, and I think it's just so nice to have that mixer, to have those options. Because if every show was just the same high octane, panty shots and fucking giant robots uppercutting each other in the dick, then like, I mean, don't get me wrong, that would still be metal as fuck. But it's you just gotta have variety. It's a spice of life.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. I'm definitely going to go back and, especially now that all my friends have basically deemed it a complete masterpiece, I'm going to have to go probably for the rest of the night now and just go watch all of it because it seems
and the first
really
episode's
solid.
the only one that's 45 minutes long. I promise you, it's fine.
Yeah. And it's funny because I was halfway through watching it on my own time and I was like, this is a long fucking show.
This is like really fucking long. Yeah, no, I was the same way because I just turned it on at the start of last season because like I heard about it and it was simulcast on Crunchyroll, so I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. And then it just kept going. And
I think someone tweeted me about Rakugo, and then there was another show that was like Witch something, and it was like about a guy and a girl who body swap. And I looked into
I don't actually think I looked into that one. I don't even. It's not even like ringing a bell as to what the fuck you're talking about.
It honestly, I remembered watching it and thinking to myself, no. It's not for me. It was just dumb. It just felt really stupid.
Stupid.
It was just like dumb. It was like, whoa! I fell. I accidentally grabbed your boobs, and it's like, oh, whoa!
Like they don't fucking do that all the goddamn time.
Yeah, this is breaking new ground. Let me tell you. That was kind of the feel. So I just kind of dropped it pretty quickly. I don't remember what it's called. If I remember, I'll have to get back to you.
Well, just quickly looking at the chart, I don't see anything like that. Like I'm looking at most of it. I'm just like, no, I know what that is. I know what that is.
It was like slice of life comedy etchy. Like,
well, that kind of sounds really like it based on your rough description of it, but I don't know. It's probably not the kind of show I would.
Fits neatly in that archetype.
Yeah, it'd be the kind of show that I'd watch if I was forced to, I guess. Maybe.
Yes. Someone ties you down Clockwork Orange style and it's just like, this is my favorite anime in the world. You will watch it now. And you're just like, okay, please don't hurt me.
And then like while you're watching it, they don't watch it with you. They watch you watch it because they're trying to get like your reactions out of it.
I just took a drink when you said that. You almost killed me just now. I just imagine like you watching this really bad, like slice of life etchy, and they're just looking at you like, that's a fucking good scene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like crazy.
And then at the same time, they're just like, that was supposed to be funny. You didn't laugh.
Why didn't you laugh? This is crazy. I hope that this hypothetical never becomes a reality for anyone.
I hope.
God, that would be so horrifying.
Though there are some anime that I would probably legally constitute as torture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a few of those in mind. Sword Art Online, especially Season 2.
Yeah. Well, no, there were parts of Season 2 that were really fucking good. I at least like Season 2 a lot more than Season 1.
I thought Season 1 was, like, charmingly simplistic, but I could see why 2 would have more appeal. I just remember watching it when I would play, like, Final Fantasy 14 is my main MMO that I go to because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. And I would just be playing that, and, I didn't know that. We have so much more in common now that I know that.
I know!
We're gonna have sleepovers!
Like, how far are you in your static and shit? I know.
And I would watch Sword Art Online Season 2. The first one I'd usually watch with my girlfriend at the time, because she was kind of into it. And then later on, I would just watch Season 2, just kind of in the background, and I'd be like, fighting a Minotaur. All right, now it's dead. Okay. What? I just like wouldn't pay attention to a lot of things going on because it was just kind of like the anime equivalent of potato chips for me at the time. It was just something to have.
So you took an episode and watched it?
Yes, I made a Death Note reference.
Yeah. Yes, you did. Well, you built up to the reference. I did it. See, this is the kind of humor I have. It's all reference humor and bad puns. That is my life.
I hate you.
And for a lot of people, they hate me for it.
I hate you, and
I laugh. Yeah.
But yeah, Where else should we go? I think we've pretty much concluded. Anything else at this point would just be me making us go further off into tangent land.
Yeah, because we had a good few tangents. For those of you that didn't watch the full unedited riff, which there will also be a link.
I apologize in advance.
Yeah, like I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to edit it, which is going to sound really weird for the people that are listening to me say this because they already know exactly how I edit it. because that's what they've seen already.
Yeah. And I'm already seeing the past you going, Chase, you fucking asshole, you made this so hard for me to like edit in a way that's relevant.
Now what'll probably
sense.
just be is I'll edit out all the non sequiturs and like us talking about fucking Phoenix Wright and shit for like 5 minutes, and I'll just leave it to the actual talking about Rakugo, which is good because then we don't necessarily have to repeat ourselves. But anytime that people want to go and actually hear us talking about the music of fucking Phoenix Wright in the middle of a show about Rakugo, can go and watch the full riff.
I stand by my claims. The Phoenix Wright 1 has the best soundtrack, and the Phoenix Wright 2 doesn't.
But Dark Coffee Man in Trials and Tribulations, fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, no one can argue. Diego Armando, I think his name is, but that's a tangent for another time. We'll spare your audience all of my fucking ramblings, and trust me, they will be spared. It is a nightmare.
Then remind me later on. I'll have you back. And we'll watch Phoenix Wright. So then when we go on a tangent about Phoenix Wright, it's not really a tangent because it's related to the fucking episode.
I'm gonna be so focused and critical when we do that. If we do that, if you follow through on that, because
I'd be totally up for that because I remember the first episode. Like I know this is gonna be a tangent, and then it'll be further expanded upon whenever the fuck we do this. But I remember watching it and being like, oh, they ripped off from the show. And it's weird watching it in Japanese too because it's like I know his name is Naruhodo, but I'm just like, no, it's fucking right. I know what the wordplay and shit, and it's like, oh, she's saying she wants to go out for like fucking miso and ramen. No, it's hamburgers. She likes hamburgers. That's what this shit is.
Bullshit.
Which is nice because Crunchyroll actually has multiple subtitle tracks.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you watch it, you can have the like traditional. No, this is the direct translation, and then no, somebody from Crunchyroll actually made a separate track for the Phoenix Wright anime, so that all the references are game related, so how they translate it into the game, which includes names.
I like imagining Maya being this big, this total dolt. This is like, I like greasy burgers. I'm gonna get a burger after this. Actually, I'm gonna go to Five Guys right now and get something really bad for me.
I don't know fucking Five Guys where I live. I found a Five Guys in downtown Toronto though, like last weekend. Because I was there with my friends Ken and Suan, and because we were at a con. Anyway, and we were like downtown Toronto on Yonge Street, and there was a Five Guys there, and like Ken was like, "There's a Five Guys here," and I was just like, "I guess so." We didn't go.
It's like the closest you can get to a chain that makes food that your mom would cook you.
Yeah.
Like it's just so like home cooked. Good. Oh my God, that's actually what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go out to even though it's the middle of Atlanta traffic right now. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get me some goddamn greasy burger and some fries.
Well, by the time I don't know how long your rush hour lasts. Like for us, I think rush hour starts at like 4 and then ends at like 6 or 7. So maybe by the time we're done,
7,
you'll be okay. But
we'll
at least you have a car. Like I'd love to have a fucking car.
I'll be texting you while I drive and I'll just be like, kill me.
Yeah.
I'm hungry, but I can't go anywhere. I'm gridlocked.
Yeah, which is the only reason why I'm texting while driving. I know it's illegal.
I'm a dangerous man to live life on the edge. But anyway.
Living on the edge. Living on the edge.
Oh, boy.
So good.
I'm going to be full of grease in an hour, I promise you.
But, like, can you kind of see how the show is going to go from here? Like I said, like you haven't watched past the first episode, so you don't kind of know the rest of the cast because they all get introduced in like episode 2 and so forth. But
I'm excited because I know the general expectations of what you've talked about, but I don't honestly really know specifically where it's going to go. I know generally where it's going to go, but I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But from all my friends raving about it,
well, you kind of know what's going to happen because, like as I mentioned, like this entire prologue is the future, quote quote. So you know where everything eventually is going to lead.
I'm looking forward to seeing kind of the perspective twists of like, this is concrete how the story goes, but this is really what happened in their heads and with context.
Yeah.
Like,
and you get to learn why Mr. Master there, Yakumo, is such a crotchety old douche.
Yeah, something happens, makes him jaded. I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I'm sincerely going to check that out after this.
And when you do, like, text me or Skype me or whatever the frig you fucking want to do these days. Kid these days.
Carrier pigeon. I'll do it.
Carrier pigeon. Smoke signals. We'll get that. We'll get that in Canada. We'll get just smoke signals.
Just hope it's not a windy day. It'll kind of
just hope it's not a windy day, because then I'll be like choking it. Ugh. Because wind always goes north.
I just imagine like someone trying to send a smoke signal, And like if the wind is really bad and it like stretches out the smoke, and then they're just like, you just said the letter A 12 times. That is, are you dying? I don't even know the first thing about how that works.
No, I don't know either. I just tried to be funny.
Smoke signal cast.
See, this is the shit that happens when I don't go back to my common reference humor and bad puns.
I'm the person keeping you from going back. I'm forcing you to change, to adapt.
Yeah. It's like when I try to do that, I'm not very punny at all.
If it wasn't for me, they'd just be like, fucking Tristan's doing the same bullshit again. All right, I don't know. I keep watching these.
I don't know. Fucking, I don't.
We gotta talk. It's great because even though this is like for your show, I feel like this is us actually just like, talking like we normally would. So it's like,
which is kind of a good thing.
Yeah, like we need to talk more often in general because like...
Well, yeah, we do need to talk more often in general, but I like this kind of thing, this kind of format, and I don't care that we're talking about format in the actual thing, because fuck it, it's live. No, but I really like doing this sort of thing, because if you get too scripted, I feel like it always gets like too stiff, too like whatever. Like there are points when you have to like kind of bring it back. Like we're supposed to be talking about Rakugo right now.
Yeah.
And eventually, I know we'll swing back to that. For some final thoughts, probably.
If people want to see like this, but just off the rails in the worst, most disorganized possible way, I have a series called Ramble, just like rambles in general, and it's very true to the name because it's me and my friends talking about something, and then we just frequently go off topic, and then we switch topics, and then we switch off of that topic, and it's like 12 or 15 different branching tangents, and if you hate when someone doesn't finish a point they're starting to make, don't watch it because you're going to be pulling your hair out. So I think that all things considered, the damage control on this video was excellent.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe like when I refer to it like in editing, I'll have like the introduction, the highlights of us watching it, and then this is just going to be the ramble section where we talk somewhat about what we were already talking about, but just like more in depth. That's not like restrained by what we're watching. Because I know like with the highlights, it'll probably be that thing where we were talking about it, and in the highlights, I'll edit it around it. But if you watch like the full on riff, I'll probably not have things edited down, so it'll be like, oh, we're talking about this one thing, and then suddenly I'm going, well, now they're doing this.
Yeah. You'll have to cut me off all the time because I'm not gonna stop.
No.
I feel so bad for future you because you're just gonna be editing this like you're gonna be like your hands are your face is gonna be resting in your hands and you're gonna be like actually having a panic attack like how am I gonna make this work? This is my job.
No, and then I'm gonna listen to this. I'm going to listen to these exact words. I'm gonna hit the space bar to pause it, and then I'm gonna either pull out my phone or I'm gonna like open up Skype and I'm gonna send you a message saying I fucking hate you.
Yeah, fuck you.
So when you get that message, when you get it, you'll know what the fuck just happened.
I'll know
and where my headspace is at.
I'll know the exact point of editing that you've gotten to.
And then I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll put it in the video so that everybody knows I'm not bullshitting that I'm doing this.
You'll be like, see, I'm a man of my word. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up so that I don't make you take a year to receive the actual file.
Probably. But you said that you really like the show. Where do you think it's going to go? Because I know the answer. I know where it's going to go, and I've kind of sort of alluded to it. But what I've mentioned so far is just kind of like very general, trying to not be like very spoilery to how it's going to go, because you know some of the characters are dead because they're not there. But you don't know what kind of impact they have. We know they have some semblance of impact because they're brought up. And like if they had no impact at all, like
I could see it going either like the guy who got killed antagonized the Grandmaster, whatever you want to call him, and then people didn't have any context, so on the surface it's like, oh my god, he's a murderer, and then rumors get started or whatever. Or I could just see it being I can't see it as him actually truly turning out to be evil, because if he's really a sympathetic character,
he has the face.
Yeah.
But he has that face, like if he turned out to be an evil asshole.
This show seems like it's a lot more sophisticated and refined than that.
So it doesn't seem like it's gonna pull that kind of
in smart
twist.
shows, if I can use that really
that term. There aren't really
incredibly
villains
stupid, simplistic term. In smart shows, usually the villains, or at least like the sort of anti-heroes, whatever you want to label them, they usually developed very well. They're given a lot of context. So I'm It's because I don't truly know how he's going to behave and what exactly lies in store for him. Like, I couldn't really tell you. I can't really guess. And that's kind of part of the thing that I'm excited about is seeing exactly how the events unfold and the way that it can be skewed depending on how you look at it and who sees it and everything like that. So,
but it's still nice because you'll watch the second episode and you'll realize that, yeah, no, this isn't a good introduction. So you'll get to see why they did the prologue the way they did. Not just the way they did, but the length they did. Because they could have taken that first episode and made it episodes 1 and 2.
When everything comes full circle and it's like, just mind-blowing moment.
And what I actually recommend you to do, now that I've watched that episode, like, again, with you just now, what I actually recommend you do is either right before the final episode or after the final episode when the show's over, come back and rewatch this first episode again.
And then
like, I know that'll probably be like the third fucking time you've seen it.
No, I've done that before. Like, and it's funny because there are shows like that where Fooly Cooly, for example, I've seen that series through maybe 10 separate times, and each time I notice one little extra detail that I appreciate. And I feel like, I know what you're talking about. I think that'll be a thing
here as well. I think there is going to be a decent amount of rewatch value with this show because it kind of keeps referencing back on itself. And especially like in this prologue, I saw like a bunch of things I was just like, oh, I get all that now.
Yeah, now it makes sense. Like,
now
like in Erased, whenever they show the hamster wheel, I'm like, oh, okay.
Now
like
I get it.
Yeah. And by the way, that's a proponent of a smart show. That's how you know that they're treating you like a person with a fucking brain. And
well, that's also how you know that they have like a plan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all going according to plan.
There's consistency
there. Yeah, they had shit in the beginning that gets referenced by shit at the end, so it's not like they're making it up as they go.
They didn't just wing it. Death Note.
Death Note.
Fucking looking at you.
Fucking shonen in general, man. Like, shonen doesn't know where it goes.
They're just like,
we
have
has
a week.
Individual arcs that are their own stories, and that's fine for that kind of entertainment, but it's not this.
By the way, this is a total non sequitur again. Welcome to my brain. Did you ever see that picture of someone took a picture of, it was like the bathroom sign for like ladies' bathroom, so it's the word ladies, but the A is gone. And so someone took a screenshot and they said, fucking Death Note spoilers. It just says L dies. Isn't that the best thing?
But still, I'd love to have you back later on for Phoenix or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, this is
because we were supposed to. Full disclosure for people listening, we were supposed to do this recording like a month ago, but it wasn't supposed to be for Rakugo. It was supposed to be for Erased. But then it didn't fucking happen because we're lazy pieces of shit. Mostly me.
Mostly you. I was waiting around and I was like, guess he's not doing it.
Yeah,
but I know how the creative process goes because I have a friend who lives 2 hours away from me, and he is really good with camera work. And if I ever need to do any live action skits, I go to him. And I was like, I'm going to hit you up in January because I'm going to... Oh, by the way, anyone who's listened this far, I do a series called What Happened, where I kind of analyze the first game of a series and then each subsequent installment all the way until the modern day. And I basically just do like this really deep analysis series. And somewhere along the road, I have to get some like live action skits in there or show me physically talking. And so I have a friend that I go and I'm like, I'm gonna drive over there sometime in January. We're gonna do a thing. And he's like, all right, man. And then I never got back to him. And I was like, by the way, I totally didn't blow you off.
Did you ever put up? Because I remember, I remember watching your What Happened for. Was it the original trilogy of Pokemon? You did something and you had like a part 1. And I don't ever remember watching part 2.
That's because, okay, so this is a mild story, but basically I record all my Pokemon footage on the Game Boy Advance player on the GameCube, which records in just shit quality, but it's one of the few viable ways to record footage until they came out with the Retron 5. You could always just emulate, because that's basically what the Retron 5 is. It just dumps the ROM. But the footage was terrible, and I was like, you know what? I have all Pokemon Blue recorded. It took me like a week, so I may as well just use it. But then there came a part where I needed a joke based on that trainer with the Clefairy before Mount Moon, and I didn't have it. And I was like, fuck. So then I had to go back and I had to re-record it. It's like I would have had to go back and start a new game and re-record it, and then I would have been irritated because it was already like poor quality. And on top of that, with the, the main guy who made Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri, he almost never makes any public appearances, so there's like 2 or 3 pictures of him when you Google image his name. The rest are all the CEO of Game Freak. And so people confuse Satoshi Tajiri with the CEO of Game Freak, whose name escapes me. And so people were commenting, that's not him, that's not what he looks like. So then I was like, all right, now that I have to redo all this footage and capture it and I'll make it better, I'll also fix this. And I'll change this guy. So I still have the episode up because people keep rewatching it, and it gives me revenue, so I may as well. So I made an annotation saying, as of like March, this is my main focus. And then Erase came out, and I was like, fuck, I need to do a review on this. This is really good. So, yeah.
And now I showed you Rakugo, so you're welcome.
My life is so hard now. It's so hard being a white guy who just has to watch anime for a living. It's just, it's real tough.
My life.
And I don't even get a sweet jacket like you, so fuck me.
Well, I paid for that, and that jacket's kind of falling apart. I need to replace it, but I don't fucking know what I'm going to replace it with yet. But I need to work on it.
Consult me, I'll be your fashion guy, and I'll help you figure out what it's going to be, because you're just,
it's going to be great.
You're an adorable little cupcake, and I want to help you out more.
Oh, it'll be great.
But it was really fun being on this.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for joining the first official episode of Frostwatch, now that it has a name.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called Frostwatch.
Did you just come up with that just now?
No. and I have proof because I sent you an image earlier tonight.
Oh, shit, you did. That's right.
Of here's the general look,
I can't
which
call
I
you
don't
out
know
now.
if that's what actually people are looking at right now.
Yeah.
But it says Frostwatch on it. So no, I did not fucking come up with that now. Although if I did, I'd be very impressed with myself.
You get away with it this time, you motherfucker.
Yeah, but no, this is the first one. If you're watching this and you're wondering, like, what do you mean this is the first one? This is the first official one. There was an unofficial one a couple of months back with my good friend Professor Otaku. We watched the first episode of Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's a Gundam show. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird. Fucking Gundam. I don't fucking know.
I need to finish that. I was playing a Gundam Breaker 3 recently, and I got the Gundam Barbados head, and I was like, that is such a sick mech. I need to finish that series.
Well, Gundam just in general is like that.
Yeah.
But I've been on this really weird Gundam kick because I just watched all of Turn to Gundam, and now I'm just like, I need to watch more.
Is that good? Because the one thing that I always think about when I think about Gundam is what was the Reconquista in G? Reconquista, whatever
Oh God,
it is.
yeah.
I hear it's
I haven't
atrocious.
watched that. I haven't watched that, although it is directed by the father of Gundam, who also did Turn a Gundam.
Interesting. But I hear it's god awful.
It kind of is. Like, I haven't watched enough of it to honestly say, but what he's known for is he did the original UC shows, like way back in the day. So the original Gundam Z, and I think he did Double Zeta as well. I can't remember. But he did those, and then he kind of like dropped off the radar, and Sunrise had a bunch of other people doing Gundam shows, leading blah, 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 blah. And then when we get to the late 90s, when Turn to Gundam came along, they wanted to do a 20-year anniversary Gundam series. So of course, you go and you ask the father of Gundam to come along.
That's so unfortunate.
And make another Gundam
That's so
series.
unfortunate that it didn't work out then.
So that's what they did. And Turn a Gundam is actually really, really good. And in a lot of ways, it is kind of its own standalone show because you don't really need everything to understand it. However, if you've seen a bunch of the UC shows, specifically like the original 79, and also I think Zeta Gundam, Z Gundam, or the one that immediately comes after it. I can't remember the continuity.
Yeah. They're
off
all
the top
over
of my
place.
head. Worth a damn. But if you've seen those, you'll get a lot more out of it because even as I was watching it, they do these things that are very obviously references, but you just kind of don't get it if you don't have seen those shows. So even though it's mostly standalone and you can get away with watching it without anything at all, it's probably better if you've seen some of the UC before getting into it.
You know, after this, and then after like a Phoenix Wright thing, we should do something on Gundam because I think that would be a really interesting topic because that's something I'm really passionate about too. I do need to catch up, but I think that would be really fun to do something like that with you.
We'll just like figure out. I don't know what Gundam besides Iron-Blooded Orphans is actually available for stream. Let me quickly look on that because I have this website that's really good with helping me on telling me what's available. Okay, so at the moment, Iron-Blooded Orphans is available everywhere.
It would be fun at the very least to reflect on Gundam Wing and whether or not it's like massively overrated.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gundam Wing's not available for fucking stream anywhere, which sucks balls.
I mean,
but what
I
else?
can just do some illegal shit and help you out. You know, I'll take the fall for you, man. I'm
Well,
just
no, I
saying.
haven't. I have it on DVD, and maybe we'll do that, and we'll just be like, okay, if you just happen to be one of those people that have Gundam Wing on DVD, you can sync up and watch the full riff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just do the highlights as per
I mean, it
usual.
could literally just be us talking about the series as a whole and like kind of dissecting it, rather than us watching one episode with people. It
Which
could
we
just
should
be,
probably do anyway, because that's what it's kind of called. It's a Frost Watch. But yeah, no,
Exactly.
we should. It'd be like the one episode where we go on and we remind ourselves of the absolutely horrible first episode of Gundam Wing, and then we have this long triad about the whole thing. Yeah, but Gundam series that are available for stream is Reconista in G is on Hulu.
Oh, good.
Though I can't watch that because it's fucking Hulu.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like a great time.
Gundam The Origin is apparently on Daisuki.net. And Gundam Unicorn 0096 is on Crunchyroll and on Daisuke.
I need to watch all of those. I'm so behind.
Yeah, but that's 0096. That's currently airing right now, I think. Yeah, that's the one that's currently airing right now. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Right. But yeah, we should plan on doing something like this again, because this was a grand old time, my friend Tristan.
This is a fun time, and I'll have you on unless everybody in the comments says you're a piece of shit and they don't want to hear from you again. In which case, bye.
I mean, they're right.
No, I'm not.
So I'm not gonna argue with them. I hate myself.
No, but it was really.
Oh, Tristan, help me! I have so many problems. Just gets dark really fast.
No, but it was great having you on, and I thank you so much for coming on. So everybody, go check out his shit, because it'll be down there, and you can go watch it. Especially if you hate him, go and watch it and dislike him. Post horrible mean comments.
Tell me I'm gay.
Yeah, that works too.
And yeah,
hopefully we'll have you on another time in the future.
Yeah.
Probably Phoenix, maybe Gundam. Don't know.
Thanks for having me, and
Maybe when we do Gundam, I'll have you on with like either Prof or Alan.
That'd be cool.
And you guys can all just like bitch, and I'll just like have popcorn in the background.
Yeah,
going,
exactly.
"Oh, this is so fucking good." And maybe we'll.
But I mean, yeah, like absolutely. Thanks for having me. This is really fun, and I would love to help you out in future installments.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so that'll be the end of this episode. The watch has ended. And so for everybody else that is lovingly stayed it out to the end, thank you for watching. And until next time, stay frosty.
And don't watch my videos. Don't do it. It's a trap. Don't just get